Hi guys, Paul. Been a little while since I've done a video, but I thought this was deserved of a video, not just in the world of locksmithing, but any other tradesman, or it doesn't even have to be a tradesman, to be honest. I think this is so versatile that it could be for anyone that travels the country, or just handy to have in a car for whatever reason, or a van or lorry. But basically what it is, if you look at this, okay, it just looks like your normal travel type bag that you would have, that you take on a plane, etc. But this is just more than that. Now, being a tradesman, personally myself, I'm a locksmith, and driving around, going from job to job on a daily basis, typically what I find is my seat gets absolutely caked in the stuff throughout the day, you know, paperwork, pens, tools, pouches of bits and pieces, my daily, you know, you're going from job to job and place to place, you pick up a couple of bits and you just put them on the seat, and then obviously throughout your day as you're driving along, you go around a sharp bend or roundabout and everything, and they move side to side and out of reach, and you hear it all dropping down the side of the seats, including if you have to stop quickly, everything can slide off and hit the floor, you know, and it could have your bits and pieces on there, you know, something that you might break or spill on the van or anything else, or actually roll underneath your feet and under the pedals, which obviously could be catastrophic. So I did notice on some of these other groups and things that I visit that a couple of people have bought some Sortimo and bought van tidies. Now essentially what they are like a crate that will sit on the seat with a bit that runs up the back here, which allows you to put paperwork in, which is fine. You know, they serve the purpose, have cup holders and everything in, and a surface for you to be able to put a notepad on and write. But the issue with them is, I find, is the price. They're quite expensive. You're talking £170 odd or £150 upwards. To me, that seemed excessive for something that just had the one use for just storage in the cab of the van. So I looked to see if I could find a solution or an alternative, or look at making something myself to just help. And because I obviously have a couple of bits and pieces for my video in and everything else, it's just nice to have a bag to drop them in. Even my phones, you know, because my van has the Apple Play and everything else, I like to have my phone out of my pocket and just tucked out of the way, because I've got to put the cable in for it to receive the Apple Play. And again, the phones can go flying and the cable can rip out, and then it ends up damaging cables and potentially damaging the USB sockets. And in the search, I came across this company, and the thing is I have bought from this company before. I bought a tool bag from them. But I didn't realise they were doing this at the time. Well, this was in the midst of doing R&D, and I think they released a prototype of it, or they'd shown a prototype of it. And then when I went to buy it, when I found it, they'd sold out. The first batch had sold out, and then once they stocked them, this is when I bought this one. And at the time of this video, I paid £98. I can't remember if there was delivery on top of that, or delivery was included if you spent so much, but the bag itself was £98. And as we go further into the video, you'll see the benefits of this band. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a twirl for the camera. Okay, really well made. Doesn't really take up a lot of space. It probably looks a lot bigger because I've got the camera on wide angle, and the cab of this van isn't exactly humongous, so it does tend to make everything wide angle, stretches the images a tad. And yeah, I mean, just like looking at the handle, you can see how thick that strap is, and it's got the nice rubberized handle. You know, that's not going to cut into your hand or anything like that. So if you can read that, obviously the company's velocity, and then you've got the details here, which is the Velocity Rogue 1.5. Okay, so if anyone else is interested, I will put a link in the description, because I think this is a no-brainer for people. And obviously here, I mean, you can hear the quality of that Velcro. That's not the cheap tacky stuff that's going to wear out after a while and start pulling away from the bag. There is a purpose to this, and I'll go into that shortly. But as I say, everything is just industrialized, you know, it's built to last. The rings on the side, okay, for the shoulder strap, you know, that ain't going to pull off. They're not going to snap and buckle, you know. It's just really, really well made. Rubber feet, okay, for when you're laying it down, and their logo. So essentially it will sit in here like that, and I'll, you know, it does more than just that, and we'll go into a little bit more detail on that. So going forward, here we have a nice heavy duty pouch. If you listen to this Velcro, this is how you know you've got quality. Okay, extremely loud, and it requires a lot of resistance to actually open that. So you know nothing's going to fall out of it, you know. And the other benefit is if you are walking around with that, or you've got it over your shoulder, or it's on the floor, no one's going to be able to try and open that without you knowing, or feeling that, to try and get their hands in that. Okay, so it's a no-brainer. I've got a 15-inch MacBook that sits in here perfectly fine, and it's in a cover, and also I've got a 13-inch Mac and an iPad, all fit in there problem free, really well, you know. It's not going to rip and tear, so your items in there are well protected. Nice. I don't know if it's actually leather or not. It feels like leather, but extremely, again, rugged, and acts as a bit of a way for water to run off, if for some reason it does get on there. I'm not sure if it's waterproof or not. I don't think it is, but obviously there is like resistance to water on it. I'll say it's more splash proof than waterproof. And then obviously this logo comes off, and I believe you can have little tags made to have your company details or your name put on there, should you wish. And again, a lot of branding. Obviously got all these heavy duty straps to just keep the bag taut and tight. And then if we move on to the zips, okay, now they've got the heavy duty YXX type of zips. You know, these ain't your run-of-the-mill zips that are just going to get snagged and rip off easily. You know, these are, again, I'd class that as an industrial type zip, really well made. Okay, so we're going to pull that all the way around, sit this down, and then we can open it up. Now, I've been using this for about a week, and as I said, I believe that this is a worthwhile product to do a review, essentially, because in that week, if I didn't have this in there now, I'd be lost without it already. You know, it's just one of them things I've found that's been super handy, and I bought this myself. You know, I'm not paid to say this, and I haven't been, you know, asked to say anything. I used my own money. I bought a couple of other products from them as well, so I own 4 products from them. But so this is my own personal view on the product. Again, nice pocket here. Now what this is handy for is, me personally, I have a clipboard like this that allows me to put all my surveys and my daily job sheets on these. Okay, now these are quite cumbersome as it is. You put them on the seat, because it's slippery material, easy to slide off and lose it, and everything else, and the paperwork gets all damaged, and you know, the ends curl up and everything else like that. So this, again, you just go in here and it's out of the way. Okay, just something as simple as that. It's to hand, I can reach it, it's not going to slide out anywhere. My pen's there, I can just get it out grab my pen, and I've got a bit of a surface to write on. You know, just having that there is a prayer answered to some of the issues that I have on a day-to-day basis when you're driving around. Okay, so you can, if you want to, stretch that over because that's elasticated, so it's there. I mean, not that it's going to bounce out and fall out, but you've got that option there should you want it. Perfect for your pens, pencils, holders there. Again, nice solid top, but this top lifts up. Okay, so it's not, again, all the edges are done, so it's not sharp or anything like that. It's lightweight, so it's not big and cumbersome. Again, it opens up the top to pop your bits in if you want to. Moving on to your cup holders. Okay, now the cup holders, again, the van comes with cup holders. You know, most modern vehicles will have them somewhere, but they're quite poorly designed in this vehicle. This is the new shape Vauxhall Vivaro, and the cup holders are actually up on the dash. So if you've got a cold drink in the summer, within 10 minutes of the sun beating on the window, your drinks turn to a syrup. So it's a really poor design. Not only that, it's almost in your eye line as well, and if you want to have a phone or sat nav in the corner here on a bracket, you can't, because then you can't get a drink out. So this is where, again, something else like this just makes my life a lot easier. Okay, so you can open it and move these around, but what I will do is I'll put this over here. Okay, so when I show you this, typically you've got the small holder that you'd expect for like a can of Red Bull or 250ml can to sort of slot into, and then like your regular cans and cups will be able to fit in here, so your passenger can have use of one and you have the other. Super handy, wipe cleanable if you do get a spillage on it, rubber ring around it so you're not going to catch yourself or anything like that. But that bit of foam that you saw me take out, now you sort of think to yourself, you know, like, it's only a bit of foam in the material, and you think, well, what's the point of it? Well, the super handy thing with this is, let's just say, I mean, I don't drink tea or coffee or anything anyway, but you've got the regular like cups that you get from the retailers. You put them in and the cup could drop all the way through to the lid of the cup. The cup could carry on going through and the lid pop off and you spill tea, coffee everywhere, and all of that. Or the cup sits so low that when you're trying to get it out, you're trying to grab it and lift it with the lid without the bottom of the cup dropping out. Putting in that bit of foam obviously raises the base of the bag, lifting it up so the cup's then in perfect height, so you can get your hands actually around the cup rather than around the lid of the cup. Again, something super simple, but makes your life easier. Now, as I say, I don't drink tea or coffee, but my wife does, so we've already used that and she found that super handy. Now, I am partial to a can of Monster or other brands, but that, you know, that sits in there perfect. And the thing is, when they're normally sitting up the air, it allows them to roll around a little bit, but with that, it sits so deep in the thing, you know, it's not likely to spill out anywhere. And for me, driving along, got my armrest on the steering wheel, and I'm able to just sort of grab my drink and have it, and it's there. I'm not trying to reach across the steering wheel and place it into the window essentially. So then they've got these dividers in there, all held in by Velcro. This one isn't it at the minute because I've moved it around. Let's take that out for a moment. So in the bag, again, nice, thick, heavy quality, well padded shoulder strap. Okay, and it's got a rubberized side to it, so it's grippy. So like some bags, you put them on your shoulder and they start to slide and move off, and you have to keep adjusting it to keep it on your shoulder. That, you know, the resistance on that is going to be perfect, and it's padded, so you're not going to get cut marks or impressions in your shoulder, and the next day wake up with bruises in your shoulder if you're carrying a bit of weight on your shoulders. And they come with a perfect swivel, like carabiner type clips, so they're not going to get snagged and twisted. And you know, the quality on them, you know, it's not the cheap thing on like little tiny ring pulls that just sort of split and pull apart and the bag fall out and damage it. So I haven't used that yet because I've only actually used it on here, but that is something I will keep in there, because this bag, again, as we go a little bit further into the video, you'll see what I'm saying. So these are all manoeuvrable, you know, so you can open the bag up, make a bigger space in there if you wish. You know, if you want to utilise the rest of this, you've got the ability to do so. Now this is velcroed in. Okay, now when this first arrived, I thought this was a little tool bag or like a toiletry type bag or anything, because as I said, it's like a holiday bag, and I suppose this could be used as that, but something that I thought super clever, and for tradesmen in particular, you've got a you know, a cool bag essentially. Well, that is what it is, you know, really thick. And I've actually been using this. I put my drinks in here, like if I get a cold canned drink, and I put it in there, or a bottle of water, sandwich, you know, anything else that's temperature sensitive, and just drop it in there, and so far it's remained a nice temperature. I mean, some of the drinks, when I've taken them out, they've still been, you know, but maybe a couple of degrees warmer than they were if you were to take them out of the fridge, but they're still cold enough that they're enjoyable. You know, but I am talking when it's been in there all day, you know, not after a couple of hours. After a couple of hours, I think it'll still be near enough the same temperature. So velcro on the bottom, as I say, everything that is velcroed in, the velcro is super sticky, which is, you know, like some things, you got it and you're walking around, the velcro will keep pulling apart and you have to keep adjusting it and putting it back. With this, you don't have that problem. Everything stays where it is. So you can keep this separate or put it in the bag if you want to, you know, obviously that's an option. I just think for a tradesman or someone who does a lot of travelling in their vehicles, this is just going to be a no-brainer, you know. So you can put all your bits in there if you want to, if you're not using that. The other benefit you've got is like these side sort of pockets on both sides. Drop little bits and pieces in there, you know. I typically use it for pay and display tickets. I put them in there so I don't lose them. Pop receipts in here, so I haven't got to keep worrying about losing receipts and everything else. And as I say, like when I'm driving around, you know, I could just pop my phone in there, connect it up to the power, and everything, you know, keeps everything safe and out of the way. The other thing that you can do, I mean, I haven't done it, but I've just sort of thought about it, is you've got a pocket there, got your phone there, so you know where it is. You know, it's giving you the less likely for you to pick it up and play around with it, because it's just protected and out of the way. So bring that down. So that's the main bulk of the bag. Okay, now obviously if I was to hit the brakes driving along, it's going to slide around. Well, not as much because you've got them rubber feet, but when that's in place, obviously sharp brake, there's still nothing to stop it, and obviously you've got the lid that will keep coming up and down. But this is where another solution to a problem comes with the bag. Okay, so you get this strap, the typical like crab arm or crab claw type clip, I call them. Okay, it's all adjustable, and you adjust that, and it's got another clip on the front of that. You adjust it to sort of fit over your headrest, you know. Okay, now if you can clip it round the two rods that protrude out the top of the seat, but for me it suits my van with it being there. Okay, so you can have your laptops and whatever else in the back here if you want to. As I say, the lid will come up, and then the other benefit they've got is they have this clip mechanism on there. Now typically them crab claw type clips, you know, you would be trying to clip it in from the bottom. It's a bit of a contortionist type of job. Not with this, it's one hand. Okay, really clever clip, because the clips have got magnetic, both of them are magnetic. Okay, so I don't know if you could see that clip moving, okay, on the camera. See if I can pick it up a little bit better for you. You can see that clip, they're attracted to each other, and that's because it's got like a super fast way of clipping into each other. So that's it, that's clipped in. Okay, that's not coming off. To release it, there's a little pull cord there. You just pull it up towards you, that's released, and away you go. So again, really clever. You know, I've not seen a clip like this before. That's it. and that's in there. So from doing that to that, you know, again, that's so quick and easy, and it just makes it less of a chore. Do you know what I mean? It's not one of the things, oh, I've got to try and clip it in, and then you've got to try and get into awkward angles to try and clip it in. It's just problem free, it's user friendly, and everything else. Now, of course, the other thing you're going to want to use is your seat belt to secure this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just reach it over the top, plug it into my seat belt holder. Okay, I'm going to pull all of that through to give me all at the front. Okay, and what I'm going to do is slide it at the front. Now this is where that Velcro strap at the front that I showed you at the beginning is going to come into play. So just put that out of the way for a minute. I'm going to wrap this around the bag, put this over. Okay, so now you can see that seat belt is held in place via that Velcro strap. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is obviously pull that seat belt tight. Across the bag. We're going to do our super fast clip. We're ready to go. Okay, and there we can drive along. Obviously it doesn't interfere with the arm rest, and as I say, you've got everything to hand. And I just thought I'd share this, you know, as I just think it's such a clever idea for a van bag. And the thing is, it's with the bot and the sorter mode, once they're in, they kind of stay there. And if you've got passengers or anything, or children that are getting in and out of the vehicle and you need to move it, you've then got to unclip it all, and it's a big, you know, big bulbous unit that doesn't collapse, and you've got to put it in the back of the van or move it and put it indoors. At least with this, it's as quick as just doing you know, and the bag's disconnected, and I don't think you can go wrong with that. And the other thing is I do a lot of travelling, and I stay in hotels, not regularly, but you know, maybe a few times a year, and I don't want to be leaving that on show in a hotel. But the good thing is if I've got my laptop and my notepads and my bits and pieces in there, and card reader and everything else, they're the sort of things that if I'm doing computer work or work related stuff, they're going to be in here, you know. So just zip it up, put my shoulder strap on. You know, you could even use it to put clothes in and bits and pieces if for like a weekend away bag, and then you're ready to go. You can take that out. You know, someone can still sit there, that clip can stay there. You can test, well, you've seen how easy it is to take off. So it's not just a big massive unit, and like you can stick that in the back if you want to, you know, if you have got passengers, but it's a lot easier to store than the other units. I'll try and put an image in of the units that I'm talking about, because obviously you need to sort of see them to sort of understand what I'm talking about. At the same time, a couple of other items that I did buy through them as well. Now, a lot of tradesmen or people, plumbers, electricians, and you know, all tradesmen will probably be familiar with tool bags made by Vito. They are expensive. I mean, they're a premium bag, and I, as I said in a little bit earlier on in the video, I did buy one of their tool bags, and I have done a review on that as well, but I don't believe the bag's made anymore. But what they have done is with the Vito, you can get these little clear plastic type bags that clip on, like similar to these. And I should have just unclipped it. I haven't actually made these used yet. I haven't actually used them. But essentially, what they do, you know, if you've got little odds and ends, you know, I'm assuming like for electrician, you know, rolls of insulating tape and labels and everything, you can stick them in, zip them up, and rather than burying them in your bag and them getting lost, they've got, again, them thick heavy duty carabiner type clips. So imagine that's your tool bag, you've got them on there. Okay, so you've got a medium and a small, and I think they were like £20 for the pair. Again, I'll put a link in the description for them, but you know, again, like with me for picks, other odds and ends, little bits and pieces that I don't want dropping or burying in the bottom of a tool bag, I can just stick them in here, and they've got their own little bag, and they're not in the way. They're easy to get to, take off. You know, if I don't want to take a whole tool bag and I just need the bits that are in here, again, you can just take them. You know, they're clear, so you can see inside the bag. You know, so you can see what you're doing. Again, they're made of a nice heavy duty material, and I just think it's, again, for the price compared to its competitor, I think you're paying about £40. I don't know if they come in pairs, but I think the other company's ones are about £40, you know, but you are paying for a premium product, so that is, you know, you expect to pay that sort of price. But I think these are just as good, and I can't see them breaking or ripping. You know, they're not made of a plastic, they're made of like a nice, almost like a seat cover material, so they're going to keep my bits and pieces safe. So I've got a large and a sort of what I'd class as a medium sort of size, but I think that's the only sizes they come in. And again, I mean, this is the sort of the packaging that they come in. You know, they Ziploc bag, they feel premium, and I just, again, I think for anyone, tradesman, for tools and odds and ends, they're perfect. And then another item that I did purchase, I've not actually done anything with this yet, is this tool, this storage case. So it's like a hard plastic case. Okay, now what I liked about this when I saw it, again, similar price range, 20 quid I believe. Again, I'll do a link in the description, so you get, there you go. Okay, so you pull the orange bit towards you, that allows them to lift up, but they each individually clip into the case, so they're all locked in. And then again, you want to get to anything, they're locked in. So you've got your double size one. Okay, so if you've got like long tools or stuff that you need protected, you know, I've got a couple of little locksmith tools that these will fit in perfectly, and not only that, other bits and pieces, and they just clip these extra clips here, so when you want to release them, you pull them, they lock individually in there as well. So if I was to turn that upside down, shake them, they don't want to fall out. And you know, I have used the Stanley Fat Max cases, and that they're ideal, but again, when you open that lid, everything's exposed. If you were to drop it and the lid undoes, everything within that is going to fall out. If you were to drop that, one, it's a case, or loads of cases within a case, you drop that, yeah, you might crack one of these or something, but you're not going to lose all of your contents across the road, you know. But I just like the way they just slip out. You pull the orange tab towards you, and again, all your bits just drop in there. And I believe that was 20 quid, and I'll definitely be ordering some more of these. And I think if I had a rack in the van that they could all just slide into, you know, you've got the option of putting labels on there. They've got the screw, I mean, you can hang this on the wall if you want to. You've got the capability of hanging that on a wall. I don't think that I would personally do that, especially in the van, but again, you've got that ability should you wish to do so. So again, that's from the same company, which is Velocity Pro Gear, but I will put the links in the description. As I say, I'm not sponsored by this company. I just think that, you know, I don't know if they've been around for a while or they're relatively new, but either way, I've not long discovered them, literally earlier this year when I bought my first tool bag, and that's what made me want to purchase them. So you can see like that camo print on them. so they're going to last well. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found this useful. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you wish to hear of anything else, and any other tool bits and pieces that I get, bags, trade related. You know, I'm not just going to talk about locks specific. Obviously that's my main business, so if you're interested in that, then you'll be watching already. But from time to time, any new products that I do get, I will put up, as I'm sure I will be buying some more bits and pieces from them, and tool bags. What I will do is, let me just check, see if there's any other information on there. Oh yeah, these bags, they come with a 3-year warranty, so you can activate your warranty. Put that on there. Just seeing if there's any other info. Our range of series tool bags are manufactured using the highest grade materials, and like your valued hand tools, may require cleaning and maintenance to prolong its life. Rogue series bags are water resistant. Yeah, so I was right. So they're water resistant, not waterproof, but not fully waterproof. So take care with them not to leave them out in the rain. To remove any unwanted debris, dirt and grime, bag can be wiped down with warm water and mild detergent. All your Rogue series bags are renowned YKK zippers. We recommend not overfilling your bag and adding unwanted stress to the zippers. I mean, that's just a no-brainer anyway. So but as I say, I'll put a link in the description for all of this anyway, because I think most of the people, you know, will have an interest in this anyway. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay humble.